Hello everyone, welcome to Shet Vidya Mandir Junior College of Commerce and Science audio video lecture series. This is your maths professor Jaya Sharma, and this video we will be seeing Maths Paper 1 lesson number 1 Mathematical Logic part 5, which is all about switching circuits. Now, this is the most interesting part from the entire chapter. It's all about switching circuits. This video we will be learning everything about switching circuits and making input output table. Okay, so for by now we are actually thorough with how to make truth table and how to find the equivalence between the statement patterns given. Okay, now very first, to begin with, let's try to understand how a circuit is actually denoted diagrammatically. Okay, now here I am trying to make a switch. These are the wires, and this I have represented a switch. What we will do, we give the name as S. Okay, S is the letter used to denote a switch. Now this condition which I have drawn here, okay, you will see this tab, it is open. Okay, the condition here is open, the tab switch is open. That means the switch is off. Means when the switch is open, when you start the passage of current from this side, if the switch is open, it is discontinued here, the current is discontinued and it won't flow towards the other end. So we say that the circuit or the switch is off, or it is called as open condition. Now when the switch is in closed condition, as in this second case, what will happen, this tab, when you try to put it here, okay, and join the circuit, so it will come like this. Okay, this condition is said to be closed and the switch is on, the mode of the switch is on. Okay, and symbolically how we denote this, if when the circuit, in a given circuit, if the switch is closed, that is it is on, if it is denoted by S, then the same circuit, if the switch is open, it is denoted by S dash. Okay, and in logic lesson we will denote small letters for statements. Where we denote small letters for statements, we will be declaring the switches in this manner. Normally we will take it this way: S1 for P statement for switch S1, Q statement for switch S2, and so on. Okay, P, Q, and then next, if it is given, you can take R for switch S3. There are two more conditions which we need to know about switches arrangement in a circuit. The very first one, suppose I take a circuit like this, a small portion of the circuit, okay, and if two switches S1 and S2 are connected like this in a single straight line, then we say that the switches are connected in series. This is the connection of switches in series. And there is one more type of connection, I'll try to show it here. Okay, this way, where you'll see the switches are connected like this. This is parallel position to each other. So these are the connection of switches in parallel position. Okay, now if you are asked to show the first case, this one, show it symbolically using the connectives. So if S1 is for switch, if S1 is given or stated by statement P, S2 is stated by statement Q, and if it is connected in series, now what will happen when you pass the current from one end, let's say from here, and only when switch S1 is closed, the current will move forward. Okay, but then when it comes to switch S2, in case if it is kept open, then the current won't flow further and the circuit won't get completed. So for the circuit to get completed, the current to flow from one end to the desired end, we need to close both the switches. Okay, both the switches status should be on. So that means both switches on status is compulsory. So symbolically it is denoted like this, P and Q, because both should be closed. As in, check out the second condition, S1 S2 connected in parallel. Suppose if S2 is closed and S1 is open. Open means the current won't flow from here, but then there is an alternative, current can flow from S2 and reach towards the other end. Similarly, if S2 is open and S1 is closed, the current can move from S1 towards the other end. So here either of these two should be closed. Okay, so here we can represent it by using the connective OR, P or Q. Okay, so these were the basic notations which we need to know before starting the sums. Okay, now when we know the basics, let's start with the sum. Here I have taken one question. Express the following circuit in symbolical form and write its input output table. Now this is something new for us, input output table. We'll see how to do that. This is the circuit given already in the question. See, there's a battery attached, there's a lamp attached, there is switch S1, S2, S3. Now as I have explained earlier, S1 is connected in parallel with S2 and S3 which are in series, right? Okay, so what you need to do, first of all, declare the switches. We say let P switch S1 is closed, Q switch S2 is closed, and here there is third switch used, so we will have to take R, which will show that switch S3 is closed. Okay, this is how we will declare the switches first of all. And remember, if there is S1 dash, let's say, so when you are denoting P for switch S1 is closed, so S1 dash will be negation P. Okay, this we will be seeing in the next example, but for now you need to represent the circuit in symbolical form. So we write further, the circuit can be expressed symbolically as, now see, this is P, since it is in parallel, so we write P or Q and R. Okay, but then here you need to check the use of brackets, P or Q and R. I'll explain this once again, why there is a OR connective in between. See, when S1 is closed, so the current will pass like this through this path and reach here and the lamp will glow. Okay, despite of the condition of S2 and S3, if S1 is closed, the current can flow. Now in case of S2 and S3 which are connected in series, if suppose S2 is open and S3 is closed, then the current cannot pass further from S2 and then it won't go here. Okay, so the purpose of glowing the lamp is not satisfied. That's why this connection is correct, that symbolically if this is true, the lamp will glow, P or Q and R. Check out the use of bracket. Okay, this is how we will express the circuit in symbolic form. I write it in box like this, and let's move further. Our next task is to make a input output table. So I write here next input output table. Okay, fine. One second, I'll just check it. Okay, it will be done. Now how we used to make a truth table, same way we have to make a input output table. Fine, I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Okay. Now, how many statements? There are 3 statements, so we need first 3 columns for the statements P, Q, R, and then from here we will have to solve this first. So next column Q and R, and then this whole thing, so P or Q and R. Okay. Okay, this is the table. Now before starting, once again I'll revise very much in short that how many rows we need here. See, it was explained earlier to you. We can find number of rows needed by the formula 2 raised to n, where n is what? N is number of statements. So here we have 3 statements, P, Q, R, 3 statements. So 2 raised to 3, that is 8 rows are needed. Fine, divide that 8 into half, and then 4 times true, 4 times false. Now since we are making a input output table, we will be strictly working with binary numbers 1 and 0, where 1 will be for true and 0 will be taken for false. Okay, remaining procedure remains the same. Now 4 times 1, 4 times 0, and then 2 times 1, 2 times 0, this way for column Q, and then 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. Okay, then Q and R, see, I have explained it in the previous videos. Q and R, for AND connective, think of multiplication operator. So 1 into 1, 1 0 0 0 1, here 0 0 and 0. Okay, you can just recheck the values once again. Okay, fine, let's move further. P or Q and R, so P or Q and R, these two columns. Now for OR connective, you can take help of addition operator. 1 plus 1, always consider 1 for binary. Then 1 plus 0 is 1, here again 1 1 1, here 0, here 0, and here 0. Okay, just check the values once again if they are correct. Fine. Now here the sum is done. Simple. The question was express the following circuit in symbolical form, that we have done here. Okay, and write its input output table, and we are done with it. This is how we write a input output table. Now to solve the next sum, we need algebra of statements. We have already seen the sums based on these laws in our previous video. I'll be sharing the link in the description section below. You will find the sums based on these laws in logic lesson part 4 video. Okay, we move on to our next question. It is asking, given alternative equivalent simple circuits for the following. The circuit is already given to us in the question. Okay, give alternative equivalent simple circuits. Now for such questions, we need to write the symbolic form for the circuit and then solve it using the laws or the algebra of statements. Bring it to a very simplified form, and that symbolic form we have to again represent it in a circuit form. Okay, let's see how we will do this. First of all, we declare the switches. We say let P be the statement, switch S1 is closed, Q be the statement, switch S2 is closed. Now you will get all this from the diagram itself. How many switches are given? S1, S2, S3. Okay, so there are 3 switches that are needed. R, switch S3 is closed. Fine. Next we write symbolically, this can be written as P and Q or R, or negation R and negation Q and P. I hope this is understood now. See here, S1 is connected in series with S2 and S3, which are in parallel. So we need to specify this relation of the switches in bracket. Okay, please take care how the brackets are being used. And then this whole thing is in parallel with here what is given, that is S3 dash, S2 dash and S1, which are then in series. So we will use AND connective, and since this is S3 dash, S3 is switch S3 is denoted by R. So S3 dash will be negation R. Same way S2 is, for switch S2 we have used Q. So S2 dash will be negation Q, and so on. Fine. Now moving on towards the next part of the question, which is asking us to find an alternative equivalent simple circuit. Okay, so for that we will have to solve this by using algebra of statements or the different laws which we have already done in part 4. Okay, so what can be done here? See, I am going to work out with this part, negation R and negation Q. Okay, so if you have practiced the earlier sums enough, you would know what law I'm going to use here. Fine, I'm going to use De Morgan's law. Okay, just check this how we have used. If you are not understanding the second step after first, go reverse. See, De Morgan's law, negation P or Q would give you negation P and negation Q. So here we have negation R or Q. It would give us negation R and negation Q. That I have used the other way. So I specify here De Morgan's law. Fine. Now solving it further, what we can do here? Okay, we have P and some bracket, and then here also we have P and some bracket. Okay, so fine. Now before taking this common, what we will do, we will write it in this way, like P and this. Okay, it's following commutative law. So we will get P and, so that it is easily understandable, instead of doing this one directly, I will write here P and negation Q or R, which is commutative law. Okay, now next from both the brackets we take P and common here, and then inside bracket we get Q or R or negation Q or R. Okay, now this is distributive law. Fine. Now it's become very easy. We next get P and T. Now check out what we got in bracket. Let's take this Q or R as P and Q or R negation Q or R as Q. So or negation P it will be, right? So P or negation P gives you T by, yes, if you remember by which law, it's very fine. That means your practice is going correct, or else please do practice the algebra of statement sums. Okay, this is complement law, and then P and T ultimately gives you P, and this is our identity law. Okay, now see how the circuit has been simplified symbolically here. Now only we are left with P, and P is what? Switch S1 is closed. So here is how we will represent the simplified circuit ahead. Okay, we'll attach a battery here and a lamp here, and then show the arrows for flow of current, and this is our switch S1. What is this? Simplified circuit. Here we are done with the sum. Now this is our next type of question. Write the symbolic form of the following switching circuits, construct its switching table and interpret it. Now see, till now what we have learned how to write a switching circuit in its symbolic form. We have also seen how to construct its switching table, that is the input output table which we saw. And this question they are asking us to interpret the answer. This is something new. Now the circuit given to us is, here is switch S1, S2 dash, This one we will take S1 dash and this is S2. Okay, this is the circuit which is already given to us in question, and they have asked us to write this in symbolic form and then switching circuit, table and interpretation. Okay, so how do we start the sum? Let P be the statement, switch S1 is closed. Q be the statement, switch S2 is closed. And okay, we need only two statements here because we have S1, S2, S1 dash, S2 dash, that we will take as negation P, negation Q further while representing the circuit symbolically. Now we will write this circuit can be expressed symbolically as, now what will come here? P, this is in parallel, S2 dash, that is negation Q. So P or negation Q, or now these two are in series, so we'll have to consider this in bracket, negation P and Q. Okay, so I write this P or negation Q or negation P and Q. Fine. This is the symbolic representation of our switching circuit given. So next we need to make the switching table. Now see, earlier also I have explained the switching table. You should use binary digits 1 and 0 instead of true and false. Okay, I declare the first two columns, I take it as P, Q, and then see, whenever in the statement pattern if you have negation of any of the statement, quickly take that only as your next column, so it becomes little easier actually. No hard and fast rule for this. Next we will take P or negation Q, that is this bracket, then this bracket, it's negation P and Q, and then last bracket, this full thing I should have adjusted. Okay, P or negation Q or negation P and Q. Okay, here I have taken the table. Now let's start with the sum. 2 raised to n, we have only two statements, so 2 raised to n, that is 2 raised to 2. 4 rows will be needed. Divide that into 2 and write twice 1, twice you write 0. Okay, then 1 0 1 0. Then negation P. Be very careful while writing which column you have to refer. Negation P, so this column, 1 will become 0 for negation and 0 will become 1. Okay, then negation Q. Fine. Then we have P or negation Q. So we need this first column with OR connective and Q. Okay, so OR. For OR, what mathematical operator we will take help of? Yes, addition. So 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 binary digit, so 1. Then 0 plus 0 0 and 0 plus 1 1. Okay. Now here negation P and Q. Negation P and Q. So this one, and means we will make use of multiplication operator. Okay, so 0 and 0 into 1 0, 0 into 0 0, and 1 into 1 1, and here 1 into 0 0. Okay, this is for negation P and Q. Next we have to work with P or negation Q, that is this column and this column, with a OR connective in between. Okay, so here addition, 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus 0 1, 0 plus 1 1, and 1 plus 0 1. Okay, we got all values 1, that means all values true. This is an example of tautology. Okay, but here they have not asked tautology, contingency or contradiction. Here they have asked us to interpret the results. Okay, interpret the results means what will be the status of the lamp. Now see, when you get all the values 1, that is all the values are true, that means the lamp will glow always. Now how do we write this? We state it like this: interpretation, the lamp will glow, the lamp will glow always, irrespective of condition of switches. Okay, this is how we will interpret our answer. Now this is understood when all the values are 1, so we will say lamp will glow irrespective of switches condition. But and then maybe this is also understood now that if we get all the values as 0, so we will interpret our answer as the lamp will not glow for any condition of switches. Okay, in case if the last column gives us 0 in all the values. Okay, but what if we get mixed answers? So let's take one example of this sort. Okay, our next sum, we have a switch S1 connected in parallel with S1 dash, and which is in series with S2 dash. These three are in parallel with S1 and S2. Okay, this is the circuit given to us. Now same thing, the question continues. We have to write the symbolic form of the circuit and construct the switching table and then interpret our answer. So symbolic form is what do we write? Symbolic form of the given circuit is, now this is P or negation P and negation Q, or P and Q. Okay, I hope it is going easy for you now. P or negation P and negation Q. Okay, this is in parallel with P and Q. Okay, so this is our symbolic form of the circuit. Now next we will make next we need to make switching table. Switching table, so it's a little lengthy statement pattern. P, Q, we need a negation P, we need negation Q, and then we need this. So I write negation P and negation Q, then we need this full thing. So before that I will take P and Q, let's say P and Q, then we need this full thing, which is P or negation P and negation Q, and then the whole statement pattern, last column. Okay, so I'll try to adjust and write it properly. Negation P and negation Q, or P and Q. Okay, so now that I have drawn the margins, let's start with the sum. I take 1 1 0 0, then 1 0 1 0. We have to write negation of column P, so we will get 0 0 1 1. Be very careful which column you're writing negation for. 1 0 1, and then negation P and negation Q, and operator and connective here, so we get 0 0 0 1. Okay, next P and Q, here multiplication operator, 1 0 0 0. Okay, then P or this bracket. Okay, first column and fifth column, find with or operator. Okay, so 1 plus 0 is 1, again 1, here 0, and here 1. Okay, this is going correct. Let's check it once again. We have 1 1 0 and 1. Good. Okay, then next last one, which are the two columns we need, this and this, with or operator, that means addition. Okay, So we'll get 1 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 0, 1. Okay, so here our table is done. Now let's write the interpretation of the switching circuit status. What will be the status of the lamp? Now see, here we have got 1, 1, 0, 1. There's a 0 which states false for the lamp status. So how we write? We will write lamp will glow except when. Now you need to write down when you are getting 0. See here, for switches where S1 is for P and S2 is for Q. So lamp will glow except when switch S1 is off and S2 is on, because we have got this answer 0 only for this values, right? So we write it in this way: when switch S1 is off and switch S2 is on. Okay, now one more thing kids, you need to write down here, let P be the statement switch S1 is closed and Q be the statement switch S2 is closed, and then you write the symbolic form. Okay, declaration of the switches should be done in all the sums. Fine, now I hope you have understood how to write the interpretation for the given switching circuit. Our next and the last question for this video is obtain the simple logical expression of the following. Draw the corresponding switching circuit. Now we have already done such sort of sum in this video itself. Main question number 4, main question number 3. Okay, main question number 3 where we have simplified the given switching circuit. We wrote, first of all, the circuit, we wrote it in symbolic form, and then we tried to simplify it, and then we drew the switching circuit in simplified form. Okay, now question number 5, what is given? The statement is already given to us. You have to simplify it and then draw the switching circuit. The first one is very easy. Complement law and identity law is used. You can just take it down, pause the video and write down. Now second sum, just check out. I have taken the lengthiest one from the question, 5th question. Negation P and Q, or negation P and Q, or P and negation Q. Okay, so we try to simplify this. What I have done here, see, negation P and T, because Q or negation Q gives you T, or P and negation Q, P and negation Q, it will remain as it is. Now here what we have used for Q or negation Q, we got T. This is complement law. Next, negation P or P and negation Q. Now here, negation P and T will give you that same thing. Okay, this is identity law. Next, negation P or P and negation P and negation Q. We have used distributive law here. Next, negation P or P will give you T, and negation P and negation Q, complement law, which we have used here. And then T and negation P and negation Q will give us the same thing. So we got negation P and negation Q in the last. Okay, now check the second step, what I have done here. If you have understood, see, negation P and Q or negation Q, okay, or P and negation Q. So if you have understood what I have done here, this part, okay, I have taken negation P and common. See, from here negation P and from here negation P and. I've taken this common outside, and inside the bracket we get Q or negation Q. Okay, I hope this is understood. And then after simplification we reach this step, negation P and negation Q, and then the switching circuit can be expressed in this manner, with switch S1 dash and switch S2 dash connected in parallel. This is the end of last video of lesson logic. Hope so you have understood the lesson properly. Keep practicing algebra of statements, truth tables, connectives and switching circuits. It's very easy lesson but very scoring. Keep studying. Thank you for watching the video.